Mm. Now,
When I
now,
was
now, 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 that's what we're talking about.
when I'm working in Nigeria Airways, I don't want to come to Europe
Okay.
because I
And
used
then
to
what?
look at people going to Europe going to suffer themselves.
And then what happened?
What happened? I met my lovely wife now.
On the airplane,
Is
on
that?
a flight, on a flight.
No, we worked together in she came to serve in
Okay.
Chevron.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So and I was working there. That's where we met.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
that's how the journey starts. We
That's how
start
they.
as a colleague in the office, one helping each other.
And then
So
and then
from
one thing. Hmm.
one thing lead to the other till now we become couple.
How long have you all been married?
We were married 18 years ago.
Wow. 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 18. That would be 2004.
Yep.
That was the year we established Amarachi.
Okay.
That was the same year. And it was me and my wife also that did the paperwork in that same year, 2004, to establish Amarachi. So we have something in common.
Okay. And the following year we have our first daughter together.
Okay, 2005.
Yep.
We had our firstborn in 2006.
So that's how the journey starts.
That's how the journey starts. Wonderful. Chief Adewumi, how are you there?
I'm doing very well, Bobby Skull. How are you?
I
Amarachi Bob.
Listen, I am fantastic. It's been a while that I've been on this platform, um, but I'm glad to be back. Glad to that my friends, my family can all see that we are alive. We're doing well, and we're bringing good conversation still to the populace to entertain, to enlighten, to inspire, all those things going on.
And
So,
my brother Umar. Nice
Yeah.
to see you. Nice
Thank
to
you,
see
ma.
you.
Thank you, ma.
yes, Brother Umar visit my sister, Chief Joyce, brought them by our restaurant earlier in the week, and we had such a good time celebrating um, Mr. Umar's wife's birthday. And I wanted to use this show to just kind of bring them back into the conversation and introduce them into the Amarachi world, Amarachi space. Because I found them to be very fascinating and enjoyable, as you will find them to be as well. I would like to kick off the conversation today with the topic of IFA. IFA, FIFA, IFA. What is IFA? And I throw that question to my beloved sister Joyce. And my question is, what is IFA and what does it mean to the black person today?
Thank you so much for that question. It's very interesting. First of all, I'd like to pay homage to God Mary, to Mary, to the Romalets on the right hand side, left hand side, to my Egbe, to the Yamis we now against you, to the spirit of my father, to the spirit of my mother, to all the Romalets, and also mostly to my Oluwo, Chief Doctor Ifagbinshola Aladle Katanda, who has taught me and gave me the ashe to be able to speak about Ifa, this uh, wisdom of God that I have been lucky to go back to. And incidentally, Brother Omar's wife is also in the practice. Is her father, who is my Oluwo, who
Mm,
taught me everything that I
fascinating.
know about Ifa. Very fascinating. Very fascinating. So, what is Ifa? I'm going to try to break it down. When you think about what ways, what was the means of communication between humanity and God at the very beginning of the world? How did human beings worship God? How did they communicate with God? How did they find divine direction? That is Ifa. So from the beginning of the world, it's the wisdom of God from the beginning of the world, of time. Christianity it's over 2,000 years old. So you want to think at the beginning, when God created, everything was laid down. God in his own infinite wisdom. What did he give us at that beginning? Did he say, okay, you people that are here on the continent of Africa, because I know that was where the first human beings were. Did he say, wait here thousands, millions of years and wait for the white man to come and give you Christianity? No, he didn't say that. He gave us tools, which was
Now,
brought. Mm-hmm,
I have a question before you
mm-hmm,
delve in too deep. What
mm-hmm,
is what is the exact relationship between God and man? Right? What are
mm-hmm.
we to God? Are we his children? Are we his creation? What exactly is the definition of man as it comes to, and Dr. Umar, I want to get your answer to this because I found out you're a Muslim married to someone who is in the Ifa light. I would love to hear your opinions on this as well. But Auntie Joyce, who are we in relation to God?
Okay, can I also ask, is it possible to also bring Bola on?
Absolutely. She just has to click on the link and we four-way it. We get the four-way going.
If they're not able to, she can just sit with her husband. The reason
Absolutely.
is because she was born into this tradition,
But the
and
only
I'm
thing is
sure,
they can't be like right next to each other because the
oh, they
feedback.
can.
So they could just
Oh,
be in a different room or in a different area. That way the
okay,
feedback won't interfere.
okay, okay. All right. So you want to know our relationship to God,
Yes.
right? Okay. So God, there was God, and then God decided he wanted to have the Rumalas, the Orishas, right?
Yes.
Who are also aspects of God, right?
Now, can you describe the Orishas? How many? Who are they? Some familiar names we might know.
Okay, there are 501 Orishas,
Mm,
there are 301 female Orishas, and 200 male Orishas. They are God's messengers, they're administrators, if you will, for God to, God sends them. It's like if you have a company, right? The chief of this one, the chief of that, who's responsible for this, and that, who have
okay.
staff under them as well.
Okay.
So we are the staff that are under the Orishas, and they are our first parents, our first spiritual parents. And you'll see that many of the characteristics that we have, once you identify who your guiding spirit, your guiding Orisha is, you find that you have those characteristics. But however, you are not them. So there are, we have to cleanse our character, purify our character as we live in this world. So the Orishas are guiding spirit. We venerate them. We don't worship them. We worship God. And in terms of who created us, well, really, the Orisha of creativity is Obatala Bataisa, Banta Bantalala. The Orisha, he's the Orisha of creativity, and he molded the body, and God breathed the breath of life into this body that Obatala created. And you can tell some of the Obatala children, they have some distinct features. Some you can see clearly, some you don't. The albinos are his children, you know. Um, some of the children who come out deformed are also, he guides them, he protects them. And also some who are not deformed, you know. So all these orishas are our uh, first parents.
One quick question: what does it mean to venerate?
To venerate is to, okay, the world is created. God's law is that you give to get. Why? Because of balance. There must be balance. You can't always get and not give. It's like if you want to eat orange and there's nobody there, you must put the seed in the earth. Give the Mother Earth that seed, and Mother Earth will yield unto you a tree, an orange tree, which you can then eat. You know, so um, the process of veneration is appeasing your guiding spirit and say, look, I have come to give you this. I need you to do this for me. You know, I need you to go to God and advocate on my behalf so that I can have a long life, so that my work, I can do well at my job, and that what I do will be accepted by people. That I can be the best, you know. Um, Keep me away from sickness. Don't let me go to a place where I catch a disease or whatsoever. So you appease them. You give them items. They're prayer items that we give to them. Um, One of the ones is cola, which we call OB. OB is cola, and we said OB laughing big boy be dano. That is that singular seed, that spiritual seed, is used to remove all negativity. So you give to get.
Thank you so much, Dr. Umar. Being married to a person born into this way of life, how do you feel about IFA, and how do you work it into your home? Being a Muslim.
Thank you very much. To start with, I am Comrade Uthman. I'm not a doctor.
What? You're a doctor on my show.
So that we get that. This. And secondly, like you said, I'm a Muslim. I was born into Islam, and that is what I grew up to learn. And religion is one area I speak not so much about because it's an area that people get so much misconception about others. I know my wife for more than 20 something years. I know her father, I know her mother and brothers. They invite me to so many of the festival. Some I'm there, some I'm not there. But even if I'm there, I don't practice because I'm a Muslim. But I'm there because for now I would say I'm part of the family.
Daddy, John, can you help me move?
And because as a part of family, you cannot take one part of yourself out of the family.
Mm-hmm.
The religion, like I said, I don't dabble too much into religion because it's a very sensitive area. You need to be very intelligent to even understand the religion which you also practice.
Mhm.
If I go to my own religion that I say I practice Islam, there's so many misconceptions about Islam. People only hear about suicide bombing, suicide killing, this and that. That is the part people know more. But religion is about peace. Like Madam says, Islam is the last, even if after Christianity. So to say it's the last born of the religion we have, except the one that we have from India now, the Indian groups. I don't want to call one name because they are subdivided, just like other religions are subdivided. But religion have one link, and all the link is calling of God. They always say calling of God. They always talk about peace and love. That word peace can be defined from me as how much you accommodate one another. We cannot all be one. We cannot all love the same one purpose. We cannot all be in one religion. Even the Islamic group we have sub and sub and sub and sub. I use the word sub to make it simple. They are not sub, they are enemy to each other.
Mm.
They don't believe in each other. They don't agree with each other because they're completely different from one another. And I know from the little I know, because I went to Catholic primary school in Kaduna, I know the same thing when Christians talk to me. Sometimes I only say I don't want to talk religion. Because when they are quoting, they don't quote anything from the Genesis to Revelation. They started quoting things. I don't want hearing somebody say my IFA say or my pastor say. No. If you want to talk to me about religion, talk about what the religion says. And tell me your understanding of the religion. Just like when you talk about Nigeria, I will tell me about what you understand, what a Nigeria is. People talk Nigeria three tribes. I say, no, I don't agree. The three mega tribe always take that word to shine. But the sub-tribe under them are not being accepted into the three major tribes. I will talk of the north I come from. Not Hausa. No, there's no Hausa. I was born and brought up in Kaduna, but up till now, when I go to Kaduna, they treat me and refer me as a stranger because my father left Nupe land in Niger State to come and settle in Kaduna all his life. The root was there for over 80, 90 years, but up till now, we cannot call that home. And when we go back to Niger State again now, they say we are strangers because we are from the city, Kaduna. So in my own group, I use the word group, we are lost generation in our country, Nigeria. And we have many of us.
I just want to touch on something really quick. You said the word Nupe,
Yes.
and that is a very fascinating. You see, this is why one of the reasons why I really wanted to have you on here, because my knowledge of the anything not Yoruba or Igbo is very, very limited. And I know the Nupe civilization was one of the oldest civilizations in West Africa. And for you to be a descendant of that, I want you to know culturally what does that mean? What is it? Um, wh- who did the Nupes give birth to? You know, being
Yeah,
such an ancient, recognized as one of the
that,
earliest
that is
civilizations.
a small brief I want to give you of what I was told. And like I said, we are now, if I go to talk about Nupe man will say I'm not a Nupe man because I was born in Kaduna. If I'm talking about Kaduna, Kaduna man say I'm not from Kaduna because my papa is from Nupe. So now I'm a lost child as a Nigeria is concerned. But let me go and allay myself with my father as a Nupe man. Nupe is a tribe that you know, from, as you said, from the history, existed many, many, many years ago. And they have so many cultural links because when daddy is talking, if I mean daddy, I'm talking about, if I blame Shola, he will say about Shango and the rest. And he will talk about Nupe land. I say, no, Nupe land doesn't belong to Yoruba, it belongs to us. Just like Ogbomosho is, Nupe man from Niger State of Bida and Ogbomosho man are almost the same. We only have different language, but we eat the same food, we dress the same way, we behave the same way, we respect our elders in the past, not now, in the same way. And I'm using the word past because in the past, Nigeria have one thing that keep us together. No matter what corner you come from Nigeria, before we have who we call elders. Now we don't have those people. One person that will represent the whole family, one person that will represent the whole community, one person that will represent the whole group. When he say a word, all the group will say is true and they will go with him. Today we don't have those people. And you know why we don't have those people? Because we don't have trustworthy people who speak on trust.
True.
Go left, right, I travel around the country. I'm lucky to go around the country. When you started talking about family or when we start talking about tribe, tell me which tribe are you? You say you're Yoruba. I say which Yoruba? Like I play with my Ijebu people that I used to say Ijebu or there. Or the ones of the Igbo, I say Ijebu, Igbo. Sometimes I speak the language, but not all the time. I don't speak any language anywhere except English, because I look at the language now as a will of dividing us. We don't speak the language to bring peace or love. We speak it when we want to say bad or evil, or we want to exclude ourselves from the other group. And that's why when you ask me, do I hear Yoruba, I will say no. But say anything, I will understand you. But I will tell you I don't hear, because I don't want to be in that group. Say what everybody hear, so that when you are wrong, you can be corrected. Because when you are right, you won't be afraid for people to hear what you are saying. Don't score points. Don't say I'm the best. Let people judge you. Don't say I'm good. It's people that will look at you and say you're good, because you cannot describe your face until you look at the mirror. So let the people be the mirror to say what you are. Put in your best. And if you believe you're a human being, always remember, as a human being, you are incomplete. You are not created complete. So whatsoever you do, there's what the Englishman say, a room for improvement. But that little room for improvement sometimes is the disaster that we cause for each other. It may be little, but trust me, that small mistake can cause a whole nation. And that is what they are toying with in our country. People,
So, yeah, no, go ahead. Go ahead.
people who are calling for division, one message I used to tell them is, before you divide, go and check. The people in the forefront are people like us who have somewhere to run to. I come from London to UK now, to US. I didn't have a visa to come here, but because I'm lucky to be a citizen of the UK. If I'm telling you, say, let's divide Nigeria, let me be in the Nigeria, because when the trouble comes, let me face it. Those people are in a safe haven, calling for the trouble, because they know when the trouble comes, it won't get to them. I can be part of that. If
So
you want division, it's easy. Do it the way it is done all over the world. How do they do it? Through round table. And how can we get to that round table? It's gonna be impossible for us in Nigeria because of the first thing I told you in the beginning. We don't have elders. The man who have money in the family want to talk, even if it's not making sense, and he want everybody to listen to him. That is not the kind of culture that was passed to us by our great fathers. Elders are not by money. We have double chief, we have triple chief. What is double chief? What is triple chief? We have them chief. Chief is chief, but now you hear different name.
Uh, Going back to our chief in our midst. I want. I
I
want.
hope she's not the double chief.
No, 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 no. She's a singular chief. Um, and I think this what we call moral decay. This loss of values and heritage. I think is one of the things that's making IFA more popular um, amongst new devotees. Can you speak a little bit about what you are experiencing from this reawakening that's happening? Because um, the people that I find to be interested in it are people that are just that have tried this, tried that. It just didn't work. They found dishonesty wherever they went, and they just want something simple, pure, natural that makes sense, and is and a throwback to the days of old where um, respect, discipline meant something. I just want you to speak on that a little bit.
Well, a lot of people, yes, they're leaving the Christian faith. Hmm. Some of them are. You have more people leaving the Christian faith than Muslim faith, and they want to go back to something that they can identify with. Their African heritage that they can identify with. Um, And many of them are also talking about the hypocrisy that they have found in the church, where the pastor will tell you you must not commit adultery, but the pastor is busy sleeping with other women in the church. But you know, when you really practice Ifa, you are dealing with, you have to observe yourself. You let me first of all go to this. The world right now is suffering from a crisis of not knowing good from bad. There's that crisis. That's really what's happening. You
Is
know,
it that we don't know good from bad, or is it that people are just not afraid of being bad or doing bad, or take pleasure in being bad?
they take pleasure in being bad because they don't know that the repercussion of being bad to them is may not be bad. They may see it as they're having fun because
But I
no
mean,
one has taught them that this is wrong.
well, okay. So, for instance, look at this guy that went and killed 18 young people. Right?
Mhm.
I'm sure he had to know he was gonna be met with violence. He was gonna be met with death. But he still went ahead and did it anyway.
Yes, is look at the video games. Look at the video games, right? When they're playing these video games where they're shooting people, what happened? You get rewarded for shooting how many people. So the more people you
So they're
shoot,
not thinking about
no,
they're thinking about the satisfaction in committing that act
right? Because
rather than the death that's coming,
they
the
have been
finality.
socialized. They have been socialized to celebrate death. And if they're the ones killing it, maybe because then you get the highest point. Video games, you get the highest point for killing people. And then, they glorify you in that stupid game. And
Now,
so, mhm,
as a social experiment, I mean, I've been around people who have practiced our indigenous religions for a long time, and what I find in these, you don't find this level of violence. You don't find this level of hatred, whether it be self hate or hatred towards others, from people that are practicing our indigenous religions. Is that consistent with what you see? Because
of
I
course,
when they have events here, when I see them, they are peaceful people, loving people. They love their culture, they love their brothers, they call each other's brothers, sister. It's a different dynamic than what you see
mhm.
when the N word, people that use the N word, people that use the B word, when they socialize, and those same people will now be fighting outside. I mean, people. It seems like it's not just is a big deal, but it's very important the way we see ourselves and the way we see the people around us. And I think if I really allows you to celebrate that culture, that Africanness, that culture that we have, and promotes that kind of peace as opposed to glorifying um, this division in humanity, or bringing war to humanity. Is that consistent with what you see?
Yes, God does not want us to kill one another. God does not want us to um, destroy what someone else has built. God wants us to live long and to have a beautiful long life, multiply all the good things of life is what God wants us to have. However, in order to have those things, you have to have good character. And in Ifa, it's called Iwakwele. So Ifa is based on that principle of Iwakwele. That is good character. So if someone offends me, all right, I'll give you a case in point. Yeah. So someone was trying to get me to complain about something. But when they were having it good, they did not complain. But they wanted me to now complain about it because I'm now about to take their position, right? If I went to complain, guess what will happen? The people that I'm working with, I'm not even taking up a position. They will start saying, oh my gosh, she's a troublemaker, right? So I know this. And yesterday we had a great celebration for this person. And rather than me paying this person back for the bad he was trying to do to me, I used that moment to elevate him and say that he taught me to be a team player. He taught me not to complain because if I complain, there'll be problems. He taught me blah, 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 blah. All the things that he was trying to make me to do, I said he taught me not to do those things. I decided to elevate him rather than crash him down.
And I
You
would
know,
say that you learned this from the extensive proverbs and stories in within IFA that teaches you,
absolutely.
right, how
Yes,
to navigate through these situations through
yes.
parables and stories that have happened thousands of years ago. As they say, nothing is new under the sun.
There is
So
nothing.
there's always these parables and these lectures about something that happened, and the nuggets that you gain from that help you when you see certain situations. Okay, this is how we're gonna move, and that's one of the things that I love about it. When I the storytelling, the stories that are in it are so incredible, and we need to not get away from that, especially our children. As me having teenagers, finding a way to establish morality in them. We need, as a people, to disseminate these stories better. Get this. We need more books. We need more movies. We need more sharing of our culture and heritage. Like Dr. Uma said, so that that truth, character is so important. And the lack of leadership I see in the Black community is exactly crystallized by the fact that you can't trust anyone. People
Yes,
are not trustworthy anymore.
and another thing that's very important is that you can't just talk the talk. You have to walk the walk.
Yeah.
So the people that you're talking to do X, Y, and Z, they must be able to see this in your character as well.
Yes.
So that, in fact, it's your behavior that will bring them to you and say, hey, you know what? I want to know what you know. What you're worship, who you're worshiping. I want to worship that. I want to know, why do you behave this way when other people are doing X, Y, and Z? I noticed that this, and that. And then you tell them. I've had many people come to me and say, you're so consistent in your character. And I know people have done this to you. In fact, I have been part of people who have done this to you, but yet you still maintain a friendship, a friendly face, and you're always smiling and you're always moving. That's my weapon. I've been taught that. So they want to know. And then I tell them, in our spiritual journey, good character is very important. You don't take revenge when someone does something bad to you. You don't take revenge. Like Obama said, when they go low, you go high. I've had people insult me and I have apologized to them, even though it wasn't my fault. I leave
That
it to God.
so
That's the
that
thing.
being said, Comrade Umar, as you don't want to be called doctor, um, for Black people across the diaspora and in Africa, right? Looking at the future, what would you recommend? What way forward? Where should we pivot? Because we're so dis dismembered. We're so, we have so many various ideas, so many different outlooks. But to me, it's like we're jack of all trades, masters of none. We don't have a serious agenda to tackle the challenges facing us as a people. What would the advice you give um, your
Yeah.
children, as they will be the leaders of tomorrow?
Well, if you say my children put some things in place and the result is not what I'm getting, so I'll just talk generally of what my expectation or what I think we should do.
Yes.
What do we do? Is to start from ourselves. When I grew up, I used to use the word when I grew up because I don't want to go by the history or what I'm going by, practically what I saw and what worked for my parent and the parent before them, because that's what they said. What worked for them? Love. Love of giving, not expecting.
Mm.
When you are giving and you are not expecting, you don't get hurt.
Yes.
Just like Chip says, people hurt her and she carried on because she didn't expect that. So when it came, it was easy for her to let it go and continue with her life. So when you are there trying to do good, either from the work you do, from what you say, and from the environment you are, it's very easy to know. There's difference between day and darkness. You are talking about those ones that went to do the shooting and the rest. Why were they able to shoot? We know it, and we know why. It's because they have easy access to those things. If the guy doesn't have access to a automatic rifle with 600 rounds, let's say the truth where the truth should be said. We talk about Africa, 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 jack of all trades. We're not jack of anything because we know nothing. We know nothing because what have been given to us by our father before us, we throw it away. Some out of ignorance to say, oh, that is in the past. Or that is, I have people who say their name is wrong. I don't want to bear that name because that is a wrong name. So they went and put the white man name. But the white man name he's called Winter. He's called Wind, Stone.
Bush.
Those are the names. But we throw our own away. I'm proud to be an African. If I tell you the my full name, you identify from where I come from. That is how it was done in Africa before. We used to have tribal mark. My father said, I don't give you tribal mark because I don't have one. So don't blame me in future. And today I'm not blaming him. Now we call those tribal mark as barbaric. We keep on saying everything is barbaric, barbaric, barbaric. What is not barbaric is what now we are doing as barbaric. The people who give you the tribal mark are not stupid. We use it to identify from where we come from. And some of them that were taken to the diaspora then with their tribal mark in the name of slave could be able to be identified from where they come from. And that's why they did it for them. Today, we live in Nigeria, but our children even doesn't know where we come from. And we are proud to say we are calling ourselves Americans and the rest. Check what happened in Ukraine. They separate the good from the bad. When it happened, they say, no, you are not a Ukrainian. You are a Ukrainian holding passport holder. They first of all deal with their people before others. I don't pray it happened to us, but trust me, when push comes to shove, they will tell us who we are. Even without telling us, we have to be reminding ourselves who we are. I am in Nigeria. And I pray by the grace of God, like my one program I watch of Ordinary President, say, by the grace of God, I will die a Nigerian. The differences we have, I told you. If, according to Yoruba, ọmọdé máa mọ̀ ra ẹ pé ọmọdé ni wọ́n àti àgbàlagbà máa mọ̀ pé òun jẹ́ àgbàlagbà, kò ní máa sí wàhálà. There will be no trouble. A small pikin no say be small pikin, sit down where he dey, and the old man no say he old. and you hold in respect. Not all of money. I'm not, because that's
Yeah.
where the problem comes. Let everybody stay in his position where he belongs to.
Yes.
You run to Oba Palace now, they won't allow you to see Oba. But the Oba go, they tell you, say, everything belongs to Oba. But when he come to stand his ground to do the Oba stuff of the Oba in the Oba before, he will shut you down. He say, go to Abuja. And he know that you don't have money to transport even to go to the police station.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple. Like I told you, the program I'm watching is an Igbo man, my neighbor in where we live, say there's one program, Berkete. And I started loving that program. Why do I love the program? It's part of what we grow up in Kaduna. We have, if you have headache, you know who to go to. He's not your father, but you go to him and they will treat you.
Yeah.
You're hungry. You don't have to bother whether they cook in your house. You know where you can go, you get food. But today, family, same brother, same mother, father, but everybody's on his own because everybody is fighting to be the best. And what best are we looking for? To be the richest man in the family. To be the this thing, to be beating the drum. He wants to be respected and be the best, but when the time for the best to be done, they will run away again. Everybody wants to be remembered for him and his children. That is not we Africans. Africans were known for us and our society. We don't even call our parents. You hear Omo Lagbaja, Lagbaja, Omo Lagbaja, Lagbaja. In fact, how many of us know our origin? How many? How many of us know how to praise ourselves, not to even praise somebody? How many of us know how to do the proper greeting, the way we were taught when we are greeting our elders? I told you from the beginning, before you started thinking of separating Nigeria, separate the problem in Nigeria first. Remove the cobweb so that everybody's eye will open. When the cobweb is taken out, then everybody's eye will be open. We keep on shouting leadership, leadership, leadership. Yes, it's leadership. But no, it's us, individual. How many times have you transferred a business with a Nigerian person in Nigeria that you are successful? There is always story. Policeman stop you on the road, take you to ATM machine and collect money, and nothing happens. Policeman trying to get to a police job, he paid hundreds of thousands to get a job that he will be paid less than what he's paying because it's an investment. Policeman buy his uniform. Yet we are complaining. Shola is talking about the best police. I say no, Nigerian police are the best. They don't have telephone, they don't have walkie-talkie, they don't have petrol in their car. And still here, people are living safe. Try it in the Western world and see. Stop giving them petrol and see what will happen. Stop letting them calling one another, calling each other on that radio and see what will happen. And that is what is happening in our society. But that is, we call it government, but it's not government. We should look after one another. I remember when I was in Lagos, robbery. They brought one gentle young army officer then. What was the jingle? Army robber, now human being like you and I. Yes. We slept in Lagos. And Lagosians were telling people that we don't have robbers in Lagos. If you want to talk about robbery, you have to go to Ogun State. And that is what happened that time. We have failed system, but nobody wants to talk about it. If you started talking, they say it's because you are from one part of the country. Like I said, I'm lucky not to be one-sided, like I look at people. Yes, my parents are one-sided, but luckily I have children that are not one-sided. And I used to tell people who want to share the country, I say, think very well. If you share them very well, and now Odua State good, now Odua State I go stay, and you can't drive me. And if they do them very well, now Hausa land good, my wife and my children will do Hausa land. So think I'm very well. People like us have advantage over those people who don't get where to go.
Sure, indeed.
So before you call for solution, before you started thinking about solution, think about the problem. Look at South Sudan and Sudan today. It's a failed story. So the sharing sometimes doesn't bring result because they didn't sit down and look at the problem first before the sharing happened there. And when they share the country, South Sudan become a failed state throughout. They didn't see peace in 2 years. They were always in war between one region of the South Sudan and another region of the South Sudan, all South Sudanese. So there are lessons for us to learn. Look
Oh,
at
no.
look at Libya. Libya now, after the help the Western world say they gave to them, become a failed state.
That is, I hope that we don't face the same reality, because America is always looking to offer its assistance,
Yes, God help
and
those who help themselves.
when by the time they're done, there's a pile of rubble left behind,
No, no,
and
no, no.
and
Don't.
even more what corrupt
No, no,
politicians.
no. You see, this is where we are making mistake. You don't repair something that is not broken. Libyans called for help for themselves when the place is not broken, and the help was given to them. But they did not take the advantage of the help they called for. So now they should blame themselves. Okay? Like I said to you, human beings get what they want to get. I am not a politician, and by the grace of God, I will never be a politician because it's an area I find very uninteresting. And what does it make become uninteresting? Is the time I found out the Lagos State budget is more than the United Kingdom budget.
Mm.
Have you ever think about that?
Mm-hmm.
And Lagos State have never been ruled by Igbo or Hausa man. It's the same Yoruba man. And the same Yoruba man go open mouth, they tell me, say Hausa man no let him progress. And he say he goes to PhD. So that's why I don't talk politics.
On
I
a
say
lighter
with
note, I wanted
is
to
that
ask you. I said on a lighter note, I
yeah.
wanted you to share your knowledge about suya. Everyone's eating suya now. Everyone is clamoring about suya. You are telling a very fascinating story about suya.
Yeah.
What is suya? What is suya exactly?
Well, suya is a word generally used in the whole world now as a meat being roasted. But if I will tell you from the northern Nigeria, we have different name: Balangu, Kilishi, Tsire. What's the last one? The fourth one. There are four different major different types, but all in this Yoruba land and the Western world, we call it in one name, suya. This ire is the normal one. When you are in the north, you see when you are driving, you pass through them lying down around on the road. The kilishi is the flat one that is very dry, that can stay a very long time. Then there's the one that they go directly from, put it on the um, fire with just little salt. It's when they cut it for you, they give you suya pepper, as they call it, that I found out in the shop in London. So the differences, like I said to you that time, is with every region in Nigeria, even in the north, they prepare it in different way. But they call it similar name, or you can use the same name to call them, but it's prepared in different formats. And it's a meat in the northern Nigeria, we love it very well. And in the western part of Nigeria, is the meat that my brothers and sisters used to get. They use it to get wives.
Mm-hmm.
Because, as you know, Yoruba man like meat. So we use our suya power to come closer to get a good relationship.
Now, what's in the powder itself?
The powder, there is the one that is of raw pepper. There is one raw chili, sorry. There is one that is chili with a granite, but the granite is being extracted to take away the oil, and then the remnant of it after some local refining. We call it kuli kuli.
Kuli
So
kuli.
that, yeah, that kuli kuli we grind it to make it into powder. So we add seasoning to it, rub on the meat, and then put it to fire. But even roasting it to fire again, there's different way. You can put it right on the fire grill like we do it in Europe. But the real way to do it is put it around what we call tukuba. That's around a small, uh, how do I describe it in English? It's a sun. We put it round to go higher so that the fire will be in the middle, and
A
then we put,
sand?
yeah,
Sand, okay.
yeah, we put, now they would do it in block and cement round. Inside is fill up. Then there is a fire in the middle. Then you put the stick around it because the that smoke adds to the aroma of the meat.
Roasting it, yeah.
Yes. So people like that one better than any other one.
Wow. And you can have suya at what kind of meat can you, is it any kind of meat at all you can use for suya? Historically.
Yeah, is we use cow, we use goat, we use chicken, we use lamb, and the some part of
What
the
about fish?
we don't call that suya,
Hmm.
but the not adapt that.
What
I
do
use
you
the word.
call that in the north?
It's
What
the
is it called?
um how do I, what's the word now? Like I was telling people, I'm beginning to get language confused because sometimes when I'm speaking Hausa, I add Yoruba or English because I speak Hausa, Nupe, and the rest. But my Nupe now is almost running away completely because
Now,
I only speak to my mom in Nupe.
really? Now,
Yeah.
are Fulani people Nupe too?
Fulani is a general word in Hausa language given to one particular tribe, but they are not one tribe. In the simple word, American word, they are Nigerian cowboys.
Mm.
They rear cows about. So they are in different tribes. They are in Nupe. They speak different languages because they are people from different. Like I said, they are people who travel about and they mix with people. Is this our Nigerian resistance of loving one another? That's why we're still talking about the word Fulani. They are they are part of us like us. They married from different places. They move about with their cattle. Some end up not riding cattle anymore, settle in a place, continue with their life. So when I'm hearing that is the Fulani atrocity, is the Fulani this, and I wonder how many Fulani do we have in Nigeria? I said to you from the onset of this conversation, let's identify who we are first. Me that I'm born in Kaduna, I don't know anywhere than Kaduna. Stop calling me not a member of Kaduna, please. That's why we grow with so many people like Rashidi Ekini. We play ball together, all those in name, if you remember. Daniel Omokachi. I use the footballers to make you know the Kaduna of Kaduna that we know. So we all, our parents went there, we are born there, we grow up there. So some of us try to go back to where their roots are, but it was difficult for them even integrating there.
Definitely.
Because like I said, where I grew up in Kaduna. Down the street of my house have about, is it not, 6 different churches, about 3 or 4 headquarters of some churches in Nigeria in my area of my house. The Kerebu and Sarafu headquarters is
Mm.
down there,
Really? In
and
Kaduna?
the overseer at that time called me by my name because we used to go to the church. He welcomed us. We don't have problem then. So to hear problem of religion in Kaduna was a shocking story.
Wow. Very interesting. Very
Yeah,
interesting. I have
I
yet been to the
I
north, but
told you I went to United UNA, United, what do they call it? Something church, primary school. And then we start with morning prayers, our Father who is in heaven. I can still remember that prayer very well. My father didn't stop me from going to that school. And I'm grateful to him, because today, if you want to talk to me about Bible, I'll ask you which Bible. The word which Bible means, first tell me, not just Old Testament or New Testament, which of the Old Testament you're talking about, or which of the New Testament. Then when you tell me the Bible you are talking about, I will tell you which of the author, to make it simple for you, because they have some different differences in them. I'm not here to talk about their differences, but I want us to have understanding when we are talking to one another. And that is the understanding that we are lacking. That's why somebody will say, I'm a Muslim attacking Christian, or Christian, I'm a Christian attacking Muslim, that they said is happening in the northern Nigeria today. Because the first thing Islam says is we should look after our brother. We are our brother's keeper. He didn't say a Muslim brother. He said we are our brother's keepers. Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Auntie Chief Adewumi, do you have anything to close us out with in our nice little Friday afternoon chats?
Wow. If you're in New York on June 4th, I want to invite you all to the Jackie Robinson Park, where
Where
we are
where is
going to.
where is the Jackie Robinson Park?
The Jackie Robinson Park is in Harlem, is 85 Bradhurst Avenue. In Harlem, we are going to be having an international celebration, but bringing in peace and healing. Healing from the COVID, healing from, if you've lost someone, healing from
The loss.
anything, any pain, anything. We're going to use the power of music, dance, the arts, and just our own personal energies, individual energies to heal. Because when you come together in happiness, in love, in joy, there's something that happens. You get healed some way, some miraculous way, because of the positive energy that is permeating the space.
I
So
mean,
I want to invite everybody. June 4th,
what time?
time is from 11 to 7. But if you get there by 10:30, before 11 o'clock, you will go home with a gift bag. We have the first
You
100
have
people.
goodies. Oh, look at that.
Yes, the first 100 people to arrive before the show begins at 11 o'clock go home with a gift
Gift
bag
bag.
filled with not sample products, but full size products from our sponsors like Dove, body wash. I don't want to give up
Don't give them
all
too
the.
much. Just show
Yes,
up
yes, yes,
and come
yes.
receive the blessings. Come receive the
Exactly.
blessings.
Exactly.
Definitely,
Exactly. And
definitely.
come in your traditional attire if you
Yes,
can.
yes, absolutely. The weather is nice
Celebrate your
outside.
heritage.
Bring the
Yes.
colors out. Celebrate the heritage. We as a
Yes.
people, we just have to start learning to love ourselves. I think that
Mhm.
is the beginning where it all starts from loving yourselves, loving your neighbor, loving the people that you live with, that you share with, that you commune with, um, not looking to find disagreements, and you just learn to love, talk it out. This violence that's really hurting New York City now. um, it's really damaging a lot of lives. It's really, a lot of people are dying mercilessly, uselessly, and one main solution can be love. Our young people have to learn to love their surroundings. Stop walking around hating everything, being so hateful and just angry. Learn to love. Learn to, that music is therapy. And unfortunately, you know, the powers that be have found a way to twist that same music in our young people, where they're putting out complete destructive sounds and frequencies that's altering their minds and causing them to just, we need to get back to good music, because music is therapeutic. Music
Mhm.
is healing. Music has a healing effect. And
Mhm.
I know, being, coming to your concerts and your events, you're definitely going to get music from all parts of the world that are speaking that love note, and that
Yes.
is one thing that we need more of. um, I represent the Black Coalition of Restaurants in New York City. We are coming out June for Juneteenth. We're coming out in full force. We're going to be having all types of events throughout the city. Just once again, promoting love, promoting peace, promoting business, cooperative economics. We are our own best friends. All these businesses closing, all these, people's dreams being shattered. We are the only ones that can rescue the ones we have. So make a point, from now on, to think about what Black business can you support. You're going out to eat. Try to find a Black business that you can go help and put money in their pocket. Give them good advice, give them a good feeling, give them a good pat on the back. That's
Mhm.
what we're all about here, trying to do. And we
Come
actually
support our vendors. Come support our vendors
support our
on June
members.
4th. And
That is,
also, we have it June 18th. We have the second edition on June 18th
yes,
on
yes,
St. Nicholas Avenue in Harlem as well, between 141st and 145th. Come support the vendors
that
because
has
we're
been
going to have a pre-Juneteenth celebration
celebration.
as well.
See,
Hmm.
that is one of, what I love about our people is we take a negative and we turn it into a positive. So many people lost their jobs during COVID, and decided, what, we're gonna learn to develop our own
Hmm.
businesses. So we
Hmm.
have so many people in the community now, trying to develop and grow
Hmm.
their businesses.
Hmm.
Support them.
Hmm.
Buy their necklace, buy their perfume,
Hmm.
buy their clothes, buy their shea butter, buy their soaps, buy their candles. This is the only way to make it. We have to stop being, not only being reliant, we have to stop making the people that don't like us rich. We are too happy to take our hard earned money and go dump it into some $600 Gucci and Fendi uh, stuff that never makes its way back into our community. You have to support the people that employ the people in your community. You have to support, and then you get up here and you complain about this, but you yourself, you are a contributor to the madness that we're seeing, because you're empowering the people that are making our lives more hectic. So we implore you to bring it down a notch. It's not about impressing anyone. It's not about wearing the most expensive shoes, wearing the most expensive dresses. It's about cooperative economics, raising each other up, supporting our own, and building our communities from here to Nairobi, to Nigeria, to South America, all over. It's the same situation for us as a people. We our own best friends. We're the only ones that can help ourselves. Help is not coming from anywhere else. So, on that note, Dr. Umar, do you have any last words for us as we sign out? We thank you for being a part of our talk this afternoon.
Yeah, the only word I would say is anyone in London should come to the Olympic Park. I have some suya celebration for my wife.
Oh, fantastic. What
So
date? What date?
June 4th.
June 4th.
Yeah.
Suya explosion at the
Yeah,
Olympic Park.
I wanna try to make it a very nice suya barbecue party
That's
for her birthday.
fantastic. That
So
is
if
fan- I
you
I might even buy a plane and get over there. The way you talk about
so
that suya, I want to
yeah,
get some.
yeah, we want to try and see how much we can give to the people to celebrate. Like you said, we should love one another, and
Yes,
there's no two ways about it. And
absolutely.
love
There's
is not about taking, like I say, it's about giving, giving, giving. When you give, don't expect. When you're expecting, you're not showing love. So let's try to start showing love to our kids, to our friends, and to our community.
I share. I
And to
share.
you, the African entrepreneur who are trying to make it, one simple advice to you is it's hard, but try to go in line with the competitors. If I will buy chicken and chips for £2 and fill my tummy, because of this economy, I will go for that instead of buying £5 amala. It's an open market.
It's true.
Some people are not that they don't want to patronize you, but it's that economy you talk about that is hitting everybody.
Everyone hard.
Everybody is being hit hard. So if I look at my £2 will buy me chicken and chips and take me to the next meal, and the cheapest African food that I will have is £5, most of us will go for that my option of £2.
Yes.
So that's my advice to you, the entrepreneur. It's not easy,
It's not easy, but you have to
but
make
when
the
you
price
when you
reasonable.
when you dig deep, there's always a way out. We have solution in Africa. When you go out to Africa and source your product, you can give it to the people at a reduced price. That's my advice to you all.
All
Thank
right,
you.
man. Thank you so much. So
Thank
for
you.
this edition, we're signing off. You guys have a great weekend and be safe.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Bye.